guys, today's video is going to be my foundation declutter. If you guys would like to see more from my decluttering series, I'll go ahead and insert the playlist right here somewhere in this general area if you guys would like to check that out. A lot of y'all have been waiting for the foundation one, so here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with cushion foundation. So this side is drugstore and then this side is more like high-end, but specifically like Asian brands. So starting off with the drugstore side, I actually just recently did a review of both of these. So if you would like to see how they apply, I'll go ahead and link them or do the little info cards right here. First up, this is the Physicians Formula Cushion Mineral Wear Talc-Free All-in-One ABC Cushion Foundation in light medium. I really like this. The only thing is that the shade range is not good at all. I think there's fair, light, medium, and then medium. So if you have a really deep skin tone, you probably won't be able to find your shade, which is super annoying. Hopefully Physicians Formula starts to do better with their shade range. I love the packaging. It's bulky, but it's super cute. If you're into like light, medium-ish buildable coverage, this would be a good option for you. So this I'm going to be keeping. Next up is the Maybelline Dream Cushion. I actually really love this foundation. My current shade is shade 30. I love applying it with the Beauty Blender, keeping this. In fact, I'm probably going to be keeping every single one of these except for one. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion. I like it, but I actually prefer the Dream Cushion, so I'm going to get rid of this one. I just got this in the mail recently. I've only used it once so far, so I want to keep it just to give it another go. This one is from JCat Beauty. I don't think that this is sold in store at Ulta, but you can get it off the Ulta website. However, this shade is a bit dark right now. It's 104 Sand. I haven't looked at the entire shade range, but this goes much, oh, that cushion might have to be flipped. This one seems to go deeper than a lot of the other cushion foundations, although Maybelline does have a deeper shade. So this is 104, so hopefully this has a larger shade range than Physicians Formula. So I do want to hold on to this. I want to start doing more foundation reviews for you guys. Then I have the Iope one. This is a Korean brand. I love their skincare line. So far, I have really enjoyed this BB cushion. This one is in, I think, N21 Neutral Light. This one is just the Iope Air Cushion Flawless. This has SPF 50. I believe there's Flawless, Matte, maybe like Radiant or something. So they have different formulas. Fortunately, Asian cosmetics don't really have that wide of a shade range, but if you're more on the light to medium side, I really like this one. So definitely keeping this. This is just a backup cushion. Whenever you purchase this, I want to say this is maybe in the $30 to $40 range. You get the compact one cushion inside as well as a backup, which is really nice. This one I love, but unfortunately I have to get rid of. I know it has to be expired. This one says 12 months, and I have definitely had this over 12 months. So out of the Dream Cushions, we're keeping 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a backup, but technically 4, and getting rid of these two guys here. Next up, we have Drugstore Foundations. This one is kind of embarrassing because I know there's several products in here that are definitely expired. So starting off with these guys, these are the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Foundations. I have 102, 104, and 106. I actually really like the coverage of these, but these are definitely expired. I know for a fact these are expired. If you ever see this little logo right here, this little like open jar, and it'll say 12M, that means after 12 months, he needs to go. So these are definitely way past their expiration date. Normally I'm good about getting rid of expired makeup, but foundation, like that drawer has just been a hot mess. So all three of these need to go. Next up, I have the L'Oreal True Match. This is such a great drugstore foundation, especially if you have a hard time finding like your exact match. They make it easy because they separate it from like neutral, warm, and cool tones. You'll just see like N5, W, and then C. I don't have any of those. I know N5 and W4 are still good, but W3 I have had for such a long time. So this one is going to have to go, but I'm going to hold on to both of these. Next up, I have the Maybelline Fit Me in Matte and Poreless. Don't be fooled by the name. I know it says matte. I have some drier patches on my skin, but this doesn't really make my skin super dry. Is this even in focus? Let's get it together, camera. I have mine in the shade 128. However, you'll notice a lot of these shades, some are deeper, some are lighter. I have different shades for when I self-tan. I actually really love this formula. I do wish that it came with a pump, but I think this is one of the more affordable foundations at the drugstore. So this one I will definitely be keeping along with this. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25 Hour with Comfort Serum. I have this in 201 Classic Beige. You can get this at Target for right around $6. This is a super full coverage drugstore foundation. The only thing is I highly recommend using like a really good moisturizing primer or facial oil if you're more on the dry side, but I really like this foundation. I'm going to be holding on to that. This is another, I remember this being full coverage. Honestly, I haven't used it in forever. I know this is is definitely expired though. This one is in Natural Buff 606. I don't even know, I think they do still make this foundation. Maybe, I don't know, because now this is the Infallible line. But I swear I've still seen this. But I know this needs to go because he's definitely expired. Next up, I have a lot of the Pro Glows and Pro Mattes. This one I'm almost done with. I know this is still good. I love both of these. In fact, if you mix the Pro Matte and the Pro Glow together, the finish is beautiful. I know in one of my recent videos I was saying how in the new, oh, I didn't bring those ones in here. The Pro Full Coverage, those should be in here as well, but clearly I'm keeping those because I just got them. I was saying, wow, the shade range must be so different because I'm 1 something in this, 2 something in this, and 3 in that. But then someone told me like, no, the Pro Matte line runs in the 100s and then the Pro Glow in the 200s and then the new one in the 300s. So I'm going to be keeping both of these. 201 though I know is way too light. So I'm going to pass this on to a friend. So that's, over here's the throwaway pile, but then this is the like keep for a friend pile. Okay, then I have the Revlon Photoready Instafix. I didn't think I was gonna like these that much because typically I stay away from stick foundations because I notice they'll be a bit drying on me, but I actually really like these on kind of like no makeup days. I won't even use it on my entire face. I might just go in like on my cheeks or on my forehead where I have some discoloration and it kind of just evens everything out. This one is pretty light though. This is 130 shell. I'll get rid of that one, but I'm going to hold on to 170. This is a little bit dark right now, but when I self-tan, it'll work. So I'm gonna keep that. The Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous. I used to love this foundation. I haven't used it in a while. This is another really good buildable coverage foundation. It comes with a pump, which is awesome, but I know this is expired. In fact, yeah, expires February 2016. That's really gross. So clearly that needs to go. One of my all-time favorite drugstore foundations. This is the True Match Lumi. This one is in the shade W5. If you guys caught my recent video, I did like a half drugstore, half high-end, and I compared this to the Giorgio Armani, what is it, Luminous Silk. I was so shocked in how similar the formulas are. So if you are ever curious about that foundation, I would recommend trying this one first. In fact, whenever I finish the Luminous Silk, I probably won't repurchase it again because they were just too similar to justify paying like what, $64, $65 again. Definitely keeping this guy, love it. Then I have the Revlon Colorstay. I hate this foundation. I've mainly been keeping it only for the sake of like one of these videos or like most disappointing products. Everyone used to rave about this. It's definitely super full coverage, but it's also incredibly drying. I think I have, oh, this one is in combination oily, but I've also tried the normal to dry. It was still super drying on my skin. It felt heavy on my face. I don't like it, definitely throwing this away. Then I have the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous. I tried this once. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either, but I'm definitely going to get rid of it just because it didn't like wow me. So out of the drugstore foundations, these are the ones that we are getting rid of. And then this is one that I'm passing along to a friend. And so that was pretty good because this is all we're keeping from the drugstore. I think I'm going to go ahead and start like breaking these up by brands. So starting off with Benefit, I really don't have too much from them like complexion wise. I have the Bigger Than BB Big Easy Liquid to Powder. I love this. It's called a BB cream, but I definitely feel like it's a light to medium buildable foundation. Unfortunately, this is expired. I feels like I used more than half of it. This one was in 04 medium. I did a tutorial using this like the first year that it came out. I don't know how long it's been out or if it's even still out. So this one needs to go. Then I have the Benefit Play Sticks. These are so incredibly underrated. As I mentioned earlier, I tend to stay away from stick foundations, but these are so nice. It's not like a typical drying stick formula. Like it kind of dries down to a slight powder, but it doesn't feel dry on the face. I'm pretty sure the current shade that I'm using is Spin the Bottle. So there's that if you guys just want to see some quick swatches. Then I have Tea Party. I never really hear anybody talk about these foundations and I don't know why because they're so good. And then this one is called Jump Rope. There are those 3 shades. As you can see, they're super creamy and opaque. They blend out so nice with a beauty blender or a brush. Typically with like stick foundations, I feel like normally you kind of go in with a brush, but these were great with both. Plus the packaging's super cute. So keeping all 3 of these and getting rid of this guy. Next up, I have the Becca, I always forget the name, Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I love these foundations. I did a tutorial using these. This gives you the most like radiant, dewy skin ever. It's beautiful. It may be close to the expiration date. I'm not quite sure. I need to start storing these like sitting up because as you can see, they're separating on the bottom because it's a super watery formula. I know you're probably looking at the shade range and being like, these two are way too dark for you, but I actually love using these to kind of create a natural contour and just to like warm up the perimeter of your face. This formula is incredible. If you're into full coverage, you're not going to like this at all, but if you like light to medium and like a natural dewy finish, you will love these. I think the packaging is so luxe. It has this little dropper, like you pop this up. This is such a weird angle right now. Whoops. You pop this up and then you have this button to where it's just like this dropper. Oh, it's such a pretty formula. I'm obsessed with it. I'm keeping all 5 because like I said, like when I'm lighter, and then this is my tan shade, and then these are the shades that I use whenever I want to warm up my face. So keeping all 5, maybe excessive, but I love them. The next brand is Estee Lauder. I know my pump is so gross. Usually I'm good about keeping this clean because I hate seeing that. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is just a MAC pump on it. I currently have a shade 2W1 Dawn. I need one a little bit deeper right now. Love this foundation. I always like to mix it with something a little bit more hydrating or liquidy just because this can feel a bit drying on my skin, but it's so full coverage. Like whenever you're wanting like a full beat down glam face, this foundation is perfect. Then I received this one recently at, it was the makeup show in Dallas. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Cushion Stick Radiance Makeup. This looks pretty on the face, like it has this little cushion tip and then you just like twist this up to get the product. It's a very like natural everyday foundation, but it smells like you're walking through the hallways of a hospital. It's gross. I can't deal with it, so this I'm going to pass along to a friend and see if she likes it. Next up, we have IT Cosmetics. If you know anything about me, then you know that I have like a deep obsession for this formula. It's incredible. I love both the original and the CC Plus Illumination. I think I have the shades, yeah, light to tan in here. Tan I actually need to give to my mom, so that one is going to go. She just mixes this with medium to get her perfect shade. I realize it says CC cream, and if you've never tried this, you're probably like, what's the big deal? This applies like a foundation. Like you get medium to full coverage. It's beautiful even without being set. It's just an incredible formula. It has SPF 50 as well as other like beneficial ingredients. There's anti-aging hydrating serum. There's a ton of vitamins. Love it, so I'm keeping it. Then I have the Bye Bye Redness Neutralizing Correcting Cream. If you have like severe redness or like, not eczema, what is it called? Why can't I think of it right now? Am I thinking of rosacea maybe? Like tons of redness, this would be great. It's just a very thick, like moussey, creamy formula. It covers anything and everything. This is definitely expired. I know, embarrassing. I'm being like a hoarder in my foundation drawer. So this one is going in the trash can. The next brand is Smashbox. I have the Studio Skin Foundation as well as 2 of the BB Water shades. This one looks like it's going to be way too light. It's in Fair, so I'm probably going to pass this one on to a friend, but hold on to Fair Light. I haven't even tried this yet. It comes in a cute glass bottle, another dropper kind of like Becca. So I want to save this for like a foundation Friday. I don't know if that's what I'm going to call it. Some sort of foundation video. Now this one I need to try 1 or 2 more times. Everyone raves about it and I've tried using it with a brush, a sponge, and I'm just like on the fence. I feel like my face does something weird to it, like it never applies evenly. So I'm gonna give it 1 more try this week, and if it still doesn't work, then I'm passing it along. So many people rave about it, and so it's like, that's a stupid reason to make myself like it, but I just want to see like, am I missing something? So I'm going to try it 1 more time this week with a different brush, and if it doesn't work out, then he's going to go to a friend. So right now I'm going to hold on to this one and then the Fair Light and pass this guy on to a friend. Next up are the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundations. Once again, another excessive line, but I love these and I feel like I kind of go in between all of these shades, which is crazy, I know. I love this formula. You guys know I like really liquidy, thin foundations. This feels like nothing on your face. It has a nice buildable coverage with a natural finish. Keeping all 5 of these, judge me all you want, but they look good on my face, so I'm keeping them. Next foundation is new to my collection. My friend Laura actually just gave me this. I think she used maybe about half, maybe a little bit more of this. Said she didn't really like it, and I've been dying to try it, but it's like $60 something. So she gave me the rest of hers to try out. I've worn it like 2 or 3 times now. I love it. I can't believe she didn't like it. I thought it looked so good on the skin. It feels like absolutely nothing. I just went in and set it with a translucent powder just on like my nose and my forehead. I didn't notice it breaking up or anything. I love this, especially if you apply it with this huge, let me grab it. Ugh, this brush here from Tarte. This combination is incredible. If you want flawless skin, you have to try this. Like if you have a little bit extra money to spend, well, I guess a lot of extra money because $60 something for foundation is insane. but I really like it. This one is in the shade, I think 201. I probably need a shade or two darker, but this blanket is shedding and driving me crazy. I love it. So this one is definitely a keeper. The next brand is Nars. This one is obvious. If you ever watch my channel, you know I'm obsessed with the Nars Sheer Glow. This one is in the shade medium 1. The only downside is it doesn't come with a pump, which is stupid because it's like $40 something. So I feel like it should come with a pump. This is definitely in my top 3 foundation, if not like top 2/1 foundation. It looks so good on the skin. It lasts all day. I love it. It's so, so pretty. And then we're left with these two. This one confuses the hell out of me. There's days that I love it, and then other days I feel like it makes my face look so dry and chalky, but then like the next week it has like the most pretty like natural finish. So I'm going to keep this, try it this week again. If I don't like it, then this one is going to go with the Smashbox one. However, this is the Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint. I think this is in medium. Oh, this one is in medium 1, which is weird because the Nars Sheer Glow is in medium 1 and they're totally different. This one is very, very yellow, but I think this shade would actually work great on my mom, and I really think she would like the formula. It does dry down matte, but not to like a very, very dry matte, more of like a natural satin matte, if that makes sense. So this is going to go in the friend/family pile. Next up, I have the Too Faced Born This Way Absolute Perfection Foundation. I think I had maybe 20 of these shades, however many they released. Too Faced sent this like incredible PR package. I was super grateful, but I don't like this foundation. I can't tell you what I dislike about it, but anytime I wear it, I end up never being like happy with the way my face looks. I think I have drugstore foundations that perform way better than these. I know some people, like this is their holy grail foundation, so don't take it personally. Trust me, I wish it worked on me because I think the packaging and everything is so cute, but I just don't like them. So these ones I'm going to get rid of. I only have one foundation from Tarte. I had decluttered the, what is it? The one that comes in the tube, I think it's like the Amazonian something foundation, the clay foundation. That did not work for me at all. I don't like a moussey formula. This is the Kujan Miracle Found Sealer. I love this stuff. I don't know if this is at Sephora now because when I got this, it was like a QVC special. I don't know if it's still good or not. Oh, no, it's not. What? That's crazy. This foundation is only good for 6 or 8, 6 months. That's insane. Who finishes a foundation in 6 months? I guess if you just have one foundation and you're using that foundation every single day, but clearly I have more, so I'm like having to rotate them. That makes me really sad because I actually love this foundation, but it's expired. That's really sad. Okay, well, I guess that's going in the trash. Another foundation that I like, but I know is expired, this is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I made the mistake of not storing this standing up. My foundation drawer is a shallow drawer, so everything just kind of lays down. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, well, you're a dummy. Everything should be stored up. I know, it should be, but I didn't have space in my deeper drawers. This is the shade G30. I'm storing this like sideways. This got so thick and gunky. Like there's no liquid anymore, which is weird because this was still like more than half full. So let me know if you guys have this and you stored it upright, did it still do this weird chunky mess? Like what the hell? That's frustrating. Let me know if you've experienced that. So that one is going in the trash. I actually have 3 more from Makeup Forever. These are the Water Blend foundations. I've only used these once, and to be honest, the first time I wasn't that impressed, but I want to give it a go one more time. It's the Face and Body foundation. I remember loving the MAC Face and Body, but this is totally different. It's like way, way more liquidy. It's like straight up water, but I can already tell that these two are going to be way too light. This one is way too pink, and I'm going to keep the shade Y305. I actually found one more of the Born This Way from Too Faced. This one is in the shade Sand, so that one is going in the trash pile as well. Then I have the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. If you guys have never seen this one, it comes with a large doe foot applicator. I actually just bought a foundation from the drugstore that has the exact same packaging, so I still need to try that one out. I think the formula is completely different though. This is, as you can see, it's like a thicker, not quite moussey, but like a thicker liquid foundation, super full coverage. I think the name is definitely perfect because you almost don't really need concealer when using this unless you just want additional concealer for brightening, but it's very, very full coverage. I do like it. I do have to prime with like a really good hydrating primer though when using this, and I really like to go in with some sort of oil on my cheeks first, but overall I really do like this foundation, so I'm going to be keeping this guy. I have a couple of like BB cream type of products in here. This is the Dr. Jart Premium Beauty Balm. I have mine in the shade Light Medium. I really like this. The only thing is it has a weird kind of grayish undertone, but on no makeup days, this is perfect because it just kind of like evens out my skin tone. Somehow that gray tone kind of just blends into my skin and works. So I will be keeping this. Then I have the Tarte BB Tinted Treatment 12-Hour Primer. This one is in the shade Light. This expired August of 2015. That is so disgusting. I know I haven't used it in forever. This was like stuck in the back of my drawer. That's really embarrassing. So clearly this needs to go in the trash. Then I have the Pure Hydra Fluid Water Serum Foundation. Honestly, I don't even remember how I felt about this. I know it's not expired yet though. Apply 2 to 3 drops of foundation to the face, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm gonna keep this, and this is gonna be another foundation that I'm going to make myself use this week. If I don't like it, then it's gonna go, but I honestly don't even remember how it applied, so I'm going to keep it. I have this one from Gorgeous Cosmetics. This is the Base Perfect Liquid Foundation. It's in the shade 1N BP. No, I've had this for a while, and even whenever it was good, I wasn't using it that often. So this one's just gonna go in the trash. I have this one from Iope. This is brand new. This is the CC Cream. Love Iope, as I mentioned earlier. This is good for no makeup days. I have the Sunday Riley Effortless Breathable Tinted Primer. I bought this during a Sephora VIB sale. It was a bit pricey, but I really like it. This is another product where if I'm not wearing any makeup and I like have 2 seconds before I run out the door, I can just rub this in my hands, like between my palms, rub it all over my face, and it kind of gives like a slight like blurring, just even finish. So this I'm going to hold on to. If you guys have watched me for a while, you know that this used to be like my holy grail #1 foundation. I still love it. In fact, I used to compare this all the time to the True Match Lumi foundation. I have mine in the shade Natural 4. I don't know how many bottles of this foundation I've gone through. It's such a pretty medium, like very dewy, natural looking foundation. I love it. So I'm keeping this. I have these 2 cream foundations from Mayron. What are the shades? Medium 3, and medium 2. I tried these the other day and I wasn't that crazy about it. Like, it wasn't matte, it wasn't radiant, it was just kind of like, I guess it's like a good natural finish foundation, but it wasn't anything that impressive. So I'm going to, I think I'm gonna get rid of these. From Japanesque, this is a great foundation. I think it's super underrated. It's a very nice like luminous finish. This one is the, because it's the luminous foundation, I have mine in the shade 5. Japanesque I feel like is always overlooked at Ulta. They make some of my favorite face brushes. They're so nice. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this. This, however, I was really disappointed in because I love Estee Edit. This is the Skin Glowing Balm Makeup with Pink Peony. I have the shade Wheat. This stuff stinks. I've gotten rid of so many of them already. I love the like illuminators. Those are amazing. They don't smell weird, but for whatever reason, these smell so freaking weird. And I don't mind light coverage, but I feel like this is pretty much like invisible coverage. The first time I really liked it, and then I realized I think it's because there was product left on the brush from something else that I used it with like the day before. So I thought it was good, but then when I tried it again, it was like not so good. So this one is going to go. I have this foundation from Cover FX. This is the Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation. I have mine in the shade G30. This is a very full coverage foundation in my opinion, but it's a very natural finish. What I like about this though is that I only need the tiniest bit, and I like to mix it with the Tarte Maracuja oil and buff it all over my face with that same Tarte brush that I showed you earlier. It gives such a beautiful, like, that natural glowy finish without being like overly dewy or greasy looking, but your skin just looks so healthy. So this one I'm definitely going to be keeping. As you can see, I'm almost done with it, which makes me really happy. Then I have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Mine is in the shade 5.5. Definitely a pricey foundation. It is pretty, but like I said, if you're looking for something that's pretty similar, like definitely the most similar that I have in my collection and is way more affordable, I would go with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. Next up, I have the Hourglass Veil Fluid Makeup. I know this is old. This is in the number 3 sand, and I remember this being really yellow. The packaging is so pretty. Let's see, this one was, I'm guessing probably like 12 months. I know he has to go though, which is sad because that was a pricey foundation. This is another foundation that I'm on the fence about. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I'm gonna give it one more try, and if I end up not really liking it, then I'm going to pass it on to my mom because I think she would really like it. I have, oh, this one's the concealer. Just kidding. This is the Chanel Lift Lumiere Firming and Smoothing and Sunscreen Fluid Makeup. I have to say this is kind of a purchase that I regret, not because I don't like the formula, but I don't think it's worth the price point. It is a beautiful foundation. It does make your skin look like healthy and glowy. I don't know anything about the firming part. Smoothing, I totally do see, but this was like either $50 or $60. Maybe no, I feel like it was definitely 50 something dollars. I just don't think it's worth that price point. It's pretty, I'll finish it, but it's not something I would repurchase. Then we have, I'm just gonna grab all of these, down to the 4 final foundations. This is from the Korean brand Chosunga. You can find it, or I think Chosunga 22, you can find it at Sephora. This packaging is cute, but it's super bulky and messy. So as you can see, I need to wipe mine off, but even when you wipe it off, sometimes it leaks on the side. When you twist it one way, you get foundation. I'm embarrassed that I'm even showing you guys this. I promise I'm normally a cleaner person. And then when you twist it the other way, you get a really nice serum. I do like it. The packaging is a bit big, actually really big, but I do like these. So I'm going to hold on to both of them because I kind of go between both shades. This is another foundation from the brand. This is the Blend Fresh Mix. This is also a really nice foundation. I don't hear many people talk about this brand at all. I don't know why, because I really do like their foundations. It feels nice and light on the face. I don't actually like buff it in with this cushion. I'll just kind of like stamp it all over my face and then go in with a beauty blender. So I'm going to keep that. And then I have the Lorac Perfection Foundation. I don't like this. I wish I did. I love the Perfection powder, but I don't like this foundation. This one's still good, so I'm going to pass this along to a friend. So here is the first section of the products that we're decluttering. These are the ones that are still good and are going to be passed along to family or friends if they want it. So there's 10 of those. Now moving on to the foundations that we're trashing. There's a second group of products we're decluttering, but these are all ones that need to go in the trash just because they're either expired or actually, I need to check the dates on these. I'm pretty sure that these are expired though. This one I know is still good, but the smell is just so weird that I don't even want to give it to anyone. So there's 23 here, so that's 33 total products that I'm going to be getting rid of. I already know just because I've seen from past decluttering videos that people get offended, but you have to remember, I didn't buy a lot of this. I got it as PR. I'm incredibly grateful, but I'm not going to keep a product just to keep it. If it doesn't work out to me, luckily I have lots of family and friends that love makeup, so I can pass it along to them. And then this stuff is expired, so there's no point in keeping it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish up the product. I know someone's gonna be like, that's wasteful, but trust me, you don't see the amount of makeup that I get rid of as well. In fact, sometime last year I gave, I think it was a 14 to 15 pound bag of makeup to the women's shelter. So a lot of it does get put to good use, but I'm not going to give stuff to the shelter that I've used. That stuff is all just brand new makeup. And then things that I've used, I like to give that to friends or family, like people that I know that I feel are comfortable with using makeup after me. So yeah, these are ones that are going in the trash. So 33 total decluttered. I don't know if I can fit all of these into frame, which is embarrassing. So I'm keeping 50. I know that's crazy, but like I said, I want to start doing foundation videos, and I pretty much switch up my foundation every single day. So I like having a variety. You have to remember this comes with being a YouTuber as well. So I think that means I had 83 total, getting rid of 33 and keeping 50. Say what you want. I'm proud of myself. So here is the final collection. Let me know if you guys would like to see primers, bronzers, blushes, highlighters, or concealers next. I'll do one of those 5, so leave your request down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.